On a late autumn afternoon in the Appalachian Mountains, where fog often drapes the pine forests like a ghostly gray veil, Thomas Ellery, a seasoned nurse who had left the city behind, once again took the familiar trail up to Wolf's Hollow. For him, it was the only place where he could forget the fatigue of hospital shifts, the suspicious looks cast his way because of his skin color, and the feeling of being treated like a statistic in a healthcare system that rarely saw the person behind the badge. Thomas loved the fresh air, the wind weaving through the trees, the steady rhythm of his heartbeat as he climbed. But today, something felt off. A strange sound, soft, like a human whisper, broke the usual forest symphony. A moan. Not an animal. Human. He stopped, furrowed his brow, and after a brief moment of hesitation, dropped his backpack and pushed through the underbrush toward the sound. "Is someone there?" he called. A faint voice replied, "Over here." He saw her. A woman, face down among tangled roots, blood and dirt smeared across her face, hair matted, her right leg twisted at an unnatural angle. Her hiking pants were torn at the thigh, dried blood staining the fabric in dark patches. "I'm a nurse. I'm here to help you," he said calmly, raising his hands to show he meant no harm. She didn't respond but didn't resist as he assessed the injury. Tibia and fibula, both broken, without a doubt. He worked quickly, using tent poles and strips of cloth, even his own shirt, to create a makeshift splint. She bit her lip through the pain and gave a slight nod when he warned her. "This is going to hurt." "Were you hiking alone?" he asked as he secured the final knot. "Yeah. I needed some quiet." "Bad day for solitude," he muttered, then gently lifted her. She was light, but her broken leg and limp weight made the journey feel like he was carrying a mountain. The ranger station was still at least 4 miles away. She said softly, "Rest if you need to. I'll rest when you do." "You're the one who's hurt," he replied. She gave a faint, sad laugh. "Do you always rescue strangers on your hikes?" "Only the ones with blood on their faces and too many questions in their eyes," he said with a smile. "You really don't know who I am, do you?" "No." "Should I?" She didn't answer. By the time they reached the ranger station, Thomas's legs were about to give out. One of the rangers froze when he saw the woman in Thomas's arms. "Is that Cassandra Norrell, CEO of Norrell Systems?" Thomas blinked in disbelief. He had just carried one of the most powerful tech moguls in the country, and hadn't had a clue. After a medevac helicopter airlifted Cassandra away, Thomas sat in his car for hours, staring into the dusk. Her name echoed in his head. Cassandra Norrell. Billionaire. Powerhouse. Now a mystery with a human face. When he finally got home, his phone exploded with notifications. The story had gone viral. News outlets called him the silent hero of the Appalachians. Photos of him carrying Cassandra spread across every social media platform. The next morning, before the hype had even cooled, the hospital messaged him, "We need to talk." In the meeting, they fired him. Official reason: violation of emergency protocol during on-call duty. Thomas wasn't surprised. Just hurt. Doing the right thing had made him a target. Wandering the streets, he found himself at an old diner where a waitress named B always kept his coffee just right. He told her everything. She shrugged. "Doing good doesn't always pay off, hon. But don't let it turn you bitter." That evening, his phone rang again. The voice was familiar. "Thomas, it's me. Cassandra. I heard what happened at the hospital. I'm so sorry." He didn't say anything. "You never asked for anything. You helped me not knowing who I was. I'd like to see you. There's something I want to give you." The next morning, Thomas's quiet neighborhood stirred with commotion. A convoy of luxury cars rolled in. Bentleys, Mercedes, even a Rolls-Royce. Cassandra stepped out with a cane, no cameras, no entourage. Just a woman who had something to say. "May I come in?" she asked. Inside his modest apartment, she opened a folder. Inside were blueprints, budgets, and strategy papers for a project she'd been building for years. Mobile medical units for underserved rural communities. "I need someone to lead it," she said. "Not a smooth talker. A doer. Someone like you." Thomas gave a wry smile. "So, Charity work? No. An opportunity. A door. And I believe you're the only one who can walk through it. He flipped through the documents. His name was already printed at the top of the page. Thomas Ellery, Director of Field Medical Operations. You don't have to say yes today, she said. But the first unit is parked 2 blocks away. It's waiting for your call. She left, and the room fell quiet. But in that silence, a future was knocking. Thomas called his cousin and told him the whole story. His cousin laughed. If anyone's meant for something big, it's you, man. That afternoon, Thomas stood in a city park, watching ordinary people go about their lives. People he'd once cared for, people the system often forgot. He thought about injustice, sacrifice, and what he could change if he did it his way. He called Cassandra's assistant. Tell her, I'm in. A week later, the first mobile unit of the Journey of Hope program rolled out. Its destination, a small mountain town that had never had a clinic. And as the wheels turned on that country road, a new story began. Not about a man who lost his job, but about someone who once carried a future on his back and dared to believe in doing what was right.